Hey everybody, I'm Good Morning SD and welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't been uploading for like 8-9 months now, but that's because army is a thing. So yeah. Anyways, if you can't tell by the title of the video, I've actually returned to playing Cardfight Vanguard, and the very first deck that I've ever built is Youthberk. This deck is going to be a post D-BT09. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you my version of Youthberk. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the deck. So firstly, we have your starter of the deck, Youth following in footsteps Youth. The skill is pretty much the same as any other Grade 0 starters, to where when this unit is voted upon, if you win second, draw a card, which like I said, it's pretty much the same as any other Grade 0 starters. Next up, we have the Grade 1 Youth, named Determined to Break Away Youth. The first skill is during the battle, this unit attack. This unit gain plus 2k, which doesn't really do anything. What we do care about is the second skill. When this unit is voted upon by 9 other like Youth, so +1, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Youthberk in its card name from among them, and reveal it and put it into your hand, or basically superior call a grade 2 or lower card, and put the rest on the bottom of the deck. So this card will either allow you to search your persona right, allows you to either search your persona right, your werewolf forms, or you get to superior call a grade 2 or lower card for early push, which no matter what is going to benefit you. So that's the Grade 1 Youth. For the Grade 2, we have Knight of Ardent Light Youth. When this unit is voted upon by a unit with the Rebel Dress ability, counter +1, choose a Grade 2 or greater card from your draw zone and put it into your hand. So what you can do with this to combo it is to discard a card. That's like a Grade 2 or Grade 3, and then when you ride by a unit with the Rebel Dress ability, you get to basically bring it back to your hand with a counter blast. So basically allowing one of your right lines to basically be for free with a counter blast. Lastly, we have the main boss of the deck, Youthberk Skyfall Arms. The first skill is the Rebel Dress, which is the Rebel Dress. At the end of the battle, this unit attack, choose up to 1 card with the Rebel form in its card name from your hand, write it as stand, and it gets drive -2 until end of turn. I will get into more of the Rebel Dress and Rebel form soonish. The second skill is discard a card from your hand, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Rebel form in its card name from among them and reveal it and put it into your hand. Or choose up to 1 Grade 2 or less card from among them and call it to rear guard and put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's basically the same like the Grade 1 Youth, but instead of soul blasting, you discard a card from your hand. And there is a card that synergizes with this, but which I will get into later. And also it says choose up to 1 card with Rebel form in its card name, so you can't really search for your persona rights. But there is a card that allows you to search for persona rights, which I will get into soon. So that is the right lineup. In the main deck, we're also going to be running 3 more copies of Youthberk Skyfall Arms for that persona right power and draw. Okay. Now I'll be going into the Rebel forms. First up, we have 4 copies of Youthberk Rebel Form Tempest. This card is just absolutely insane. Let me read the skill for you. When this unit is placed on Vanguard by the Rebel Dress ability, all of your fun roll units gets plus 5k until end of turn. So basically makes your fun roll like 15 if you didn't like 15k if you didn't persona right, which is pretty good. Then counter +1, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, choose one of your opponent's rear guards with the same grade as any of the reveal cards. So let's say for example you revealed a grade 2 card, and then your opponent does have a grade 2 card. You basically get to send your opponent's grade 2 rear guard to the bottom of the deck and put it, and also put all the reveal cards into your hand. So this is basically like our guys are doomed from the G series, but better. because not only you get to not only you give plus 5k to the front row, but you also get to add those cards to your hand and move one of the and basically send one of the rear guards to the bottom of the deck. So yeah, this card is just really good. It also adds resources to your hand, which is, like I say, it's just such a good card. Like you kind of need to run 4th. The second skill is at the end of your turn, choose a card with the Ravagers ability from your soul and write it as rest. Which your main target for the second one will just be your Skyfall Arms. So yep, that is one of the Rebel form. The other Rebel form, which is almost most certainly your main finisher, is 3 copies of Youthberk Rebel form Gust. Gust skill is when this unit is placed on Vanguard from the Ravager's ability. If your opponent Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, discard a card from hand, and this unit gets plus 10k and drive plus 1. So yeah, this allows you to gain drive check by discarding a card, which is really good. And like I say, this is your main finisher for the deck. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, if you're going first, you always guarantee one to Ravagers with Tempest first. If you're going second, then you can just decide whether you want to go into a Rebel form Gust or Rebel form Tempest. It really depends. Yeah. So that's it for the grade 3s. Now moving on to the grade 2s. We have 3 copies of Knight of Fractured Schneisel. Now some people like run 4 Schneisels, but personally, you're already drawing so much from both Gust, Tempest, and just all the other cards that, to me personally, like 3 Schneisels is just more. It's just like perfect. I don't see the need to run 4. Anyways, Schneisel skill is when this unit is placed on rearguard, counterblast 1, look at top 5 cards of the deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 with Youthberk in its card name from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck and this unit gets plus 5k until end of turn. So this allows you to search like either your Rebel form or your Persona right for your next turn, and yeah, and it also gets plus 5k for the end until end of turn. So yeah, that's also pretty good. It can attack on its own without a booster. When the second skill is when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your Vanguard was placed this turn by writing from a grade 3, so basically when you Rebel dressed, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5k. This card is just really good. It's basically like one of the main supports for Youthberk, because on attack it gives power to your Vanguard, which is just absolutely necessary to force your opponent to gun with more cards. Next up for the grade 2, which is the new card from D-BT09, Wolfang Liberator Garmor, Knight of Plowing Dobreak. I just really want to make that joke. Yeah. Knight of Plowing Dobreak skill is in the front row rear guard. I still can't believe I still make that joke. When your Vanguard is placed on Vanguard by the Ravagers ability, choose one of your Vanguards and it gives plus 5k. So this card in some ways is better than Schneisel, because for Schneisel you have to attack. For Dobreak, you just give the plus 5k on when you Ravagers. That's pretty cool. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, Soul Blast 1 card with Rebel form in its card name, and this unit gets plus 10k. You can only really activate the second skill when you Ravagers for the second time, because when you Ravagers for the second time, you already have a Rebel form in your soul. But no matter what, this is still like just a really good support card for Dobreak. I dare say better than Schneisel, because of the amount of power it gives. Because for Schneisel, you have to attack first, which in sometimes may screw up your triggers, because I am running fun triggers in this deck. Whereas for Dobreak, you don't have to attack; it's just literally on place, which is really good. And lastly, for the grade 2, I'm running 2 copies of Relay. I'm definitely not running because of the card art, but This skill is if you have a Vanguard with Youth in its card name, this unit gets plus 5k shield. So basically a 10k shielder, which is really good in the overdress format, because 10k shields are like really hard to get to. Now onwards with the great ones, and the main and one, well, I will say one of the main MVPs, but it's like the MVP. 4 copies of the Quana. So Quana skill is during your turn, if a Vanguard with Youthberk in its card name, this unit gets plus 2k. It's basically a 10k booster and allowing your Vanguard to hit for 23k, because with this card you always want to put at the center back row. Oh, sorry, forgot to mention about the second skill. When this unit is placed on Vanguard by the Ravagers ability, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and increase or decrease its drive to 1 until end of turn. This second skill is the reason why Youthberk is just so good, because it gives drive checks for your rebel forms. It allows you to drive check once for Tempest, and allows you to drive check twice for Gust. Now how do you get 2 drive checks for Gust? Well, let me just move this out of the way. So basically, when you rebel dress, and this one's on the back row, and like basically you attack already, the first thing you do is shove this into the soul and give it an increase drive to 1. Then you discard a card to drive plus 1. So basically making it without Persona, right, a 23k beater with twin drive, which yeah, allows you to drive check for more triggers. So yeah, this card is just like absolutely needed. It's just so good in Youthberk that you have to run 4 off. The next great one is, I wouldn't really say you need to run a 4 off, but for me personally is the most consistent. 4 copies of Wayward Therapy Angel. Wait, hang on, I need to flex my frameware. Ooh, sparkly. Anyways, this card cannot be ridden and cannot be normal called to rearguard from hand. Now you might be wondering, what? You can't normal call this? How do you activate it? Well, for the second skill is, when this card is discarded from your hand during your turn, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, so +1 and call this card to a back row rearguard. So this card is really good for quite a bit of things actually. You can use this as discard fodder for your Youthberk ability, for your Gust ability, because both of them requires you to discard a card, and especially hang on, let me just grab this, and especially you can discard this. You can basically discard right, and it will count as because you activate the skill after you ride. So yeah, you basically get a free 10k, either a 10k beater or a 10k booster for free, which is just a really good card. And plus you don't really need that much soul for this deck. So that's why I will run a 4 off. And lastly, for the great ones, we have 3 copies of Palladian Seal Dragon and the 1 copy of Elementaria Sanctitude. The PG skill is basically if you play Vanguard before, you know what the PG does. But the thing about it is, if your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So basically, what this means is if your hand has 1 or no cards, you guys get to just PG for free. And then for the Elemental Sentinel, which is basic because it's considered a sentinel, so had 3 of the regular PGs and 1 of this. If your opponent's Vanguard has triple drive, the ability can be played without playing the cost, which basically means if your opponent is like on a grade 4, like what, Bashing Prime, Magnolia Elder, and Serapia Light. Play this to discard a card from your hand, and yeah, This is pretty much the same as all the other PGs, but like I said, if your opponent has triple drive, you don't need to discard the card. So basically, you can just perfect guard for free. And also, you can only run one of this like in the whole deck. So that's it for the great ones. Next up, we are going into the trigger lineup. We are obviously going to be running the United Century Over trigger. This is the world original trigger from D-BT09. I don't know whether the I don't know whether the Japanese version has it. I'm not really too sure. I only know the English has. So yeah. The additional effect is until end of turn, you also perform drive checks for the battle. Your rear guard attack. So just allowing for so much more pressure. And for the trigger lineup, I am running seven crits and 4 fronts. Let me just try to place them properly. And 4 fronts. Let me just tell you this. You don't need to run what's the trigger called? You don't need to run the card with the skill I remember now. Blade Feather Dragon. You don't need to run that card because this deck doesn't really require soul. Like this deck doesn't really require soul. So yeah. For the funds, the reason why I'm running one of the vanilla funds is because I couldn't really find a fourth copy. Like that's literally it. That's the only reason why I'm running a vanilla fund. And lastly, we're obviously running heal triggers, but I'm running 3 of the vanilla heal triggers, and one affectionate hub angel heal trigger, which basically when this unit is put on Guardian Circle, if your Vanguard's grade is less than your opponent's Vanguard grade, this unit gets plus 10k until end of turn. Now I'm thinking, what? Aren't most of the decks like gonna be grade 3s? Why would you run this? Well, remember, grade 4 star thing, and also this card will be really good against Griffo Ladif. Would like the evil boss card. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, because that card is grade 10, and it's a higher grade than your Vanguard, which is a grade 3. So it will get plus 10k, and it also activates when your opponent strides because of the Messiah deck and the Corner Jack deck, because both decks require you to stride. So this card is just so I decided to run a copy of this card just so I could get more shield power from it. And that is it for my Youthberk deck profile. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you want me to show any more decks, you can leave in the comment section below. I am currently building a Nirvana Jiva deck, but I don't know whether I want to like post out the deck profile because it's going to change drastically when the D-BT09 comes out. So I don't know whether you want to see my version of Nirvana Jiva, but if you do, leave a comment down below, and maybe I'll just show it to you, like my version. So anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Sign out for now.